Hello and welcome back to the Brew Interviews. I am Robbie, and joining me as always via the internet is my best friend Lauren. It is episode 74, and this week we have another Netflix movie review. So grab your weed whacker, a pair of shears, and join us as we remind you that the grass is not always greener on the other side. This week on the Brew Interviews.
The Brew Interviews, coast to coast, brews, faves, and more with Lauren and Robbie.
So how you been, Lauren?
Well, Robbie, I've been just fine. I got my hair cut today, so that was nice. I'm feeling real fresh, real clean.
I literally cannot tell at all.
Well, that's because it's only been 2 weeks since I got it cut, but I'm going on vacation, and my hairdresser is going on vacation right after I get back from vacation. So I'd have to wait 9 weeks to get it cut. If I waited till she came back from vacation, like the next time, and by then my hair will be down to my fucking toes. So I got it cut today so that it's only 6 weeks after.
Lauren, there's definitely a meth head in Florida with a pair of scissors.
I'm
for you.
Stop that. My hair looks wonderful. Betsy did a great job.
Betsy.
I love Betsy. Betsy's the best.
Betsy. That's an old-fashioned name. You don't hear that much anymore.
I think her real name is
Betsy?
Elizabeth, but she goes by Betsy.
That makes zero sense. What?
Yeah.
Is one of them her middle
I
name?
don't fucking know. She's gonna listen to this and then tell me the
My
next
name's-
time I go
My
get
name's
my hair
Elizabeth.
cut.
Oh, but y'all can call me Betsy. Like, no, I won't do
Betsy's
that,
the
you fucking weirdo.
shit.
That's
I
weird.
drive over an hour to get my hair cut with her. Like, that's how much I love her.
She's the one I met, right?
I don't know. Did you meet my hairdresser?
Yeah. Yeah, remember I met you and I brought beer?
She's above the stage. Yeah, right?
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she's fucking awesome.
Betsy Elizabeth.
She has our
Betsy.
business cards out on her desk thing.
Oh, wonderful.
Her reception area. So if you get your hair cut in King,
Yeah.
you see our business cards. We have the same
You
hairdresser.
can throw it in the trash like everybody else.
But
You run out of toilet paper.
I went to Modest Man Brewing in Keene after I got my hair cut with my friend Caleb, so that was fun.
Yeah. How is their stuff?
Their stuff is good. I had like 2 little 5-ounce pours, so I got a 5-ounce pour of one of their New England IPAs. I don't remember the name of it, but it was really good. It was like thick and like really I think it was pretty hazy, really fruity. And then the other one was a not a peach sour, sorry, a plum sour, and it was fucking delicious. Yeah,
Nice.
it was wicked good.
Maybe they'll do a collaboration with Branch and Blade one day.
That would be really cool. I would like to see what they do together. I think that it would be really good. And then we went to Lab and Lager to get some food, and they have Night Shift on tap. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah,
Nice.
because Night Shift is in New Hampshire now.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. But it was literally gone. All gone.
Oh,
I was
can
like,
imagine.
oh, can I, like, what's the night shift? Can I get the night shift? He's like, yeah, it's all out. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then the second one I asked for, he's like, oh, that's the other one that's all out. I was like, God damn it. So I had
the shitty
a
college kids.
lunch from Maine Beer Company.
Oh, it's like you lunch.
Yeah,
That's
I did
fascinating.
have
don't really
lunch,
care.
but I also had a lunch.
They carry lunch there?
Yeah, on tap.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's wicked good.
On tap?
Yeah, it's on tap.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen it on tap.
I've actually seen it pretty often. Like, I've seen it in a
That's
lot
awesome.
of places recently. Yeah, like that have it on tap. So
You sent me a couple, or you brought me a couple when you visited the first time, I think.
it's possible.
Was it dinner?
Yeah, probably.
It might have been just dinner.
Probably dinner. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have shared lunch because it's really good.
Lauren's a fatty, and she eats everything, so she never shares her lunch. Get it? Because they're
accurate.
named after meals.
Yeah, you funny.
I think Steph and I were debating on how many servings was in one box of Annie's mac and cheese,
2.
and it's 2.5. I think is what it said.
2.5 servings of mac and cheese in a fucking box of Annie's.
Annie's. Who doesn't eat the entire box of Annie's?
Sometimes I don't get to that last half a cup.
What?
Is it good? Does
Half
it
a
go by
cup?
cups? I don't know what the
I don't fucking know.
that last half a serving. I think
I could eat 2
I
boxes
have
of Annie's
like
pretty
I have like 2
simply.
or 3 containers of mac and cheese in my fridge of just like leftovers.
Just old mac and cheese?
no, there was like from like 2 nights in a row, but like
That's not sad.
yeah. Yeah.
Wait, if you had
you're-
leftover mac and cheese, why wouldn't you just?
Well, I
eat
meant to
that
bring
mac and
it with
cheese
me
instead?
to
You made new one?
lunch, like for lunch the next
Oh.
day, and I fucking forgot it, of course. So,
Yeah.
whatever. Or I ended up going to Danny's or something. I don't remember. Well, that's it for me. How are you, Robbie?
I was good, and then I think my fridge is dying.
Oh
So-
no!
And I have some good beer in there still, so I hope nothing
Oh,
happens to
don't
that.
let it get skunked.
Yeah.
Get a cooler.
It hasn't gotten that cold yet, or that warm yet.
All right,
but,
good. Well, get
still
someone in there
worried.
to fix it.
I
Robbie, you
know.
can't not have a refrigerator. You need to keep
No, I
your
know that
fucking
shit.
food cold.
But it's Saturday and tomorrow's Sunday, so I'd have to like call the landlord, and if anybody even fucking shows up, you know what I mean?
Call the landlord.
So
it's your
we'll see.
goddamn refrigerator. It's an
I'm
emergency.
doing it tomorrow.
Oh,
Speaking of
man.
beer, this week I'm keeping it kind of simple.
Ooh.
No fancy IPAs or stouts. Or I think last week I did that. Or no, last week was
Last-
those crazy. Yeah, it was Dirty 30s. But I mean, the last beer episode, I did a banana and blueberry
Yeah, that sounded good. Stout.
stout,
right?
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
But this time I am drinking Louis Demise. It is an amber ale from
Ooh.
MKE Brewing in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee.
And it is 5.5% alcohol. It's
Oh,
got a
that
cool
guy's
can art.
dead. He looks like when you're playing Fallout Shelter on your phone. And the
No, nobody can relate to that stupid thing you just said. Fallout Shelter.
Fallout Shelter, it's a game on your phone. When your
I know.
people in your game die, they look like that guy on the can art.
I think this beer has been around for a little bit because I've heard the phrase Louis Demise before in the beer world.
I may or may not have.
Yeah, I got this from Billy Manger when his parents came down from Milwaukee. They brought a bunch of Milwaukee, or from Wisconsin at least, and they brought a bunch of stuff. But
Thank you,
Yeah.
Billy's family.
Chris and Eileen, I believe,
Eileen.
it's a pretty good, solid amber ale. I don't mind it.
I haven't had an amber ale in a while.
Yeah. That's something. That's why I had it tonight. We don't really ever have amber ales or brown ales. I want more brown ales. I love brown
Yeah,
ales.
you know what? I really like brown ale. Like brown ales are growing on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had a taster of a porter today from Smut Labs.
It's not a brown ale, but okay.
I know, but it's brown.
It's brown. The brown ale from what was it, Kelson?
Yeah.
That
That's
one
good.
really won me over. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a brown ale that Beer Naked makes that's really good.
Beer Naked.
Yeah, they're in Vermont.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good name or not.
I like it. Beer Naked.
It's supposed to be like Bare Naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Which
think
is
it's-
already a brand.
Yeah. But
Or
this
is it
is
still a brand, or
beer.
is it-
I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever.
It's a
What are you drinking, Lauren?
Oh, well, this week, Robbie, I am drinking Chromatic. Sure. A sour IPA brewed with guava and pineapple from Discord Beer Company. I think they're from the Bronx. Yep. They're from Bronx, New York. 7% ABV. It's delicious. It tastes good. It tastes like pineapple and guava in a sour IPA. There you have it.
Wow.
Discord. This is probably like the third Discord beer that I've had on the show, maybe at least the second.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
But I've had like 4 or 5 of their beers, and they're all fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Maybe we'll
If
try
you see
them.
a Discord beer, buy it because I guarantee it's gonna be good.
So do you know who Morgan Spurlock is?
No.
He is the guy that made the movie Super Size Me.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just saw he popped up on Netflix or something the other day, or in
YouTube.
some sort of. Yeah, that's what it was.
He just came out with a
YouTube.
new movie.
Oh, okay.
I think it's actually called Holy Chicken, but it's basically him kind of trying to expose the chicken industry and how corrupt it is, but also he creates his own chicken restaurant,
What?
and it's called Holy Chicken. Yeah. It's like they take over an old Wendy's that went out of business or some shit, and it's not bad. It's way better than Super Size Me, and the place looks really good. And I guess as soon as they opened the first restaurant, he started getting like investors
Cool.
to create more rest. Like he did this to basically fuck with the chicken industry, and now he has like actual investors, and franchises are going to open up. I think one just opened up in New York City,
Wow.
so that's pretty awesome, and it looks
Yeah.
delicious.
Oh wow. Is
Yeah.
it like a Chick-fil-A type deal or?
Yeah, kind of. It's like a simplified Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches. They call it what do they call it? A grilled fried chicken is what
A
they call it.
grilled fried chicken.
it's kind of like a joke on the chicken industry, like fast food industry.
Yeah.
Like they deep fry like a chicken cutlet basically, and then they take a stencil and they put it over the top
And
of
they
the
spray.
chicken. And no, well they take a paintbrush with like food grade charcoal
Yeah.
powder and they just make the lines with the stencil. It's so fucking funny. But it's,
I like
it's still
that, I
good.
like that.
Yeah, it's still good food. Like it's not like cheap or anything, not cheaply made or anything like that. But
Well, where
Yeah.
does he get his chicken from?
his own chicken farm, which is part of the show, part of the movie, is he creates his own chicken farm.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's free on YouTube to watch. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, check it out. Morgan Spurlock. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe I will watch that.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. And speaking of movies, that's what we're doing today, Lauren. We're
Yes!
doing another movie review.
Another
I know.
movie review for all of our fine fans.
All three of you.
All
This is
three.
another Netflix original. I feel like Netflix is just easier. And I think they have like a weird like array of originals where it keeps it interesting.
Yeah, they're fine.
Lauren hates movies. We should start opening with
I don't
that.
hate movies.
Lauren hates all movies. Her favorite movie is Grease, and
I
that's the
love
only one
Grease.
she's seen.
Grease is a quality movie.
This is the second movie Lauren's ever seen, so, and I
So,
said it's not Grease, so she was already negative.
Yeah, basically. A Beautiful
we
Mind is a
watched-
good movie. I like that one.
That was random. Holy shit. It had nothing to do with okay.
I was trying to make. Never mind. Just cut
We
that out.
watched the Netflix original movie In the Tall Grass. This is a movie that is based off of a Stephen King. It's not a novel. It's like a novella. It's a short.
Yeah, him
short
and his
story.
son.
He has a son.
Yes.
I don't. How am I supposed to know that? The dude was a crackhead for like, or a cokehead for like
Yeah, he's
20
probably
years.
got like 12 kids then.
Cokeheads don't fuck.
Why wouldn't they? They're awake. all the
Cokeheads make your
time.
dick. Coke makes your the dick go
Dick
limp.
limp?
Dick limp. Limp dick.
Limp dick?
Limp dick coke. You know what I'm saying? This movie was directed by Vincenzo Natali. That
I don't know.
That name rings
That
any
actually,
bells?
that
Yeah, it
name
definitely
kind of
doesn't.
sounds familiar.
Does it in the
Yeah.
pasta aisle? Is it just?
Oh, maybe.
Oh my god. I'm gonna read a little synopsis about the movie, give you an idea of what it's about. This is straight from. I think this is the straight from Netflix one that I stole from them. When siblings Becky and Cal hear the cries of a young boy lost within a field of tall grass, they venture in to rescue him, only to become ensnared themselves by a sinister force that quickly disorients and separates them. Cut off from the world and unable to escape the field's tightening grip, they soon discover that the only thing worse than getting lost is being found. Based on the novella by Stephen King and Joe Hill. That's his son, Joe Hill.
I don't know. I feel like
Did he take his wife's name?
he has a wife.
I don't fucking know. Why would his last name be different than his? Unless they got
Um,
divorced, and I don't know. Some of the people in this movie are. There's only one familiar face for me, anyway.
Joe Hill. Yeah, it's his kid. Sorry, I Googled it. He looks just like him.
Yeah, they're creepy. like a skeleton with a thin layer of flesh on it.
Yeah, and a beard,
Yeah.
too.
Coke beard.
Tabitha
Patrick-
King. That's his mom. Sorry,
I
go ahead.
Patrick Wilson is one of the actors in this movie. He's the only guy that I actually recognize because he's in a lot of good
He's
movies,
in
actually.
Insidious. He's the guy who was in Insidious, right?
He's in Insidious. He's in all the Conjuring movies.
Yeah, he plays
Ed Warren.
Yeah.
Ed Warren. Yeah, he's a really good actor. I like him. I think he did great.
He's in a lot of horror stuff. Yeah, I also
Yeah.
agree with that. I think that he's a good actor. I liked him.
That's one thing you can't fault this movie for is it had pretty good acting. I was kind of surprised, especially with a Netflix original. Sometimes you just never know.
Yeah, it was okay.
But I think the acting was pretty solid.
Yeah.
We have main characters: Becky,
Becky. With the hair.
Laisla de Oliveira. Never heard of her.
Yeah, she's someone.
Yeah. Her brother, Avery Whitted.
Cal.
Cal. Becky's ex-boyfriend, Travis, is played by Harrison Gilbertson. Tobin, which is a kid in the movie named Will Bew Jr. What the fuck is with these names? And then Tobin's mom is Rachel Wilson, and Tobin's dad is Patrick Wilson.
He's the only notable person. You're right.
He really is. So yeah, let's get into the movie review. That intro, I mean, it was pretty simple, but one thing I did notice...
Robbie.
The Freddy? Freddy the dog?
Freddy the dog.
One thing I did notice, the first thing in that intro was that bowling alley in the middle of the grass
Yeah,
field.
same.
I'm like, I didn't know that it was going to be part of it at all later in the movie.
Yeah,
I was like,
I don't
there's
think
no
I thought,
entrance to it.
I don't think I realized it was a bowling alley at first. I thought it was like
Yeah.
some sort of convenience store or something.
No,
But
bowling alley. But there was
Oh.
no like, there was no entrance or exit. Like it was just covered by the grass. I'm like, that's weird. Is that actually part of the movie or is that just? But
yeah,
it makes sense
I
later
feel
on,
like when they
guess.
drove by it the first time, it looked like it was closer to the road, but maybe
Yeah.
that was
Well,
just.
Nothing's as it seems in the tall grass, Lauren.
No, you're not wrong.
Becky and Cal are driving all the way to San Diego because Becky is pregnant, and something you find out later is Becky is going to give the baby away to a family for adoption.
Yes.
But they pull over on the side of the road because Becky's going to throw up.
Yeah,
And that's
after
when they-
watching
that's-
Cal eat a fucking
Eat a
like,
burger or some
burger
shit.
or something.
And that's when they hear a child cry for help somewhere in the tall grass. Now, in this situation, what would you do? Not knowing it's a horror movie
I would
or thriller.
call emergency services. And
Because
let
you
them
heard a
handle
voice in the
it.
corner. Bullshit.
Yeah,
fucking shit.
I'm not walking. Okay, first off, you have to be the dumbest fuck to walk off into tall grass. Why would
It was
you
a
do
little
that?
kid.
You can't see over it. If you're gonna walk
know.
into it, get some fucking rope, tie it to your car, and then walk into the grass. So you have a way to lead yourself back. Like when Travis walked in, he started tying the grass. I was like, "That's
Yeah.
brilliant. That's what
But-
you do." But it didn't work in that situation.
Yes. But, oh, come on. There's no way if you heard a child crying for help in
I
some
wouldn't
grass.
just
that's
run
just right
off
there.
into a fucking cornfield or whatever this
They
tall
don't.
grass field
They think about it
is.
for a second, too. They
No,
think about
Cal
it.
just fucking runs into the field.
He goes to the edge, and then she tells him to stop, and then eventually they go in. But, come on. If there's a kid asking, like, pleading for help, you're definitely going in there.
I would have
Unless
gotten
you're a
on
shitty
top
person,
of,
that's why.
All right, this is what I would have done. I would have gotten on top of the car. I would have on top of my van and told the kid to shake the grass. And wherever I see the grass shake, I'd tell him to walk in a certain direction, shaking the grass. I'd keep telling him to walk that direction until they get out of the grass. That's what I would do. And if I
Yes.
start seeing the grass jump all over the place, I get the fuck out of there. That's what I do. I leave that kid to die in the fucking tall grass.
Oh, you're a monster. This is why you hate this movie.
What would you do?
If I heard a child pleading for help on the side of the road in like some grass, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go in there. And then I'm gonna get a fucking medal for saving some kid's life. And meanwhile, the cops are gonna hunt you down for child neglect, even though it's not your child.
I would have called the cops to
Bullshit.
come to that spot and not leave. I wouldn't just leave. Unless
Lauren
I
would
saw
have
the
listened
kid
to the
jumping
Grease
around
soundtrack, too.
the grass. That would be fucking weird. What?
You would have been listening to the Grease soundtrack too loud in your car. You wouldn't have heard him anyway.
Well, actually, you're probably not wrong.
Shangly Chang Shabop.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, sorry.
My first thought with all this grass, like super, it's like what 9-foot tall grass, something like that. In
Yeah,
this movie.
you're like, burn it down.
I was like, just mow it. Just mow the
Just
grass.
mow it. Well, it's all muddy, though. Your mower
Yeah,
would get
but
stuck
you
in
get
the
what I'm
mud.
saying,
And
though.
you can't burn it down either because it's so wet.
Did they? That's why I said mow it. You said burn it. I don't give a
Yeah,
shit about that.
blowtorch. Do you think a blowtorch would work on that?
No,
Why?
because it's not dead grass. It's green grass.
Yeah, but if you just held the fire on it long enough, it would burn.
It wouldn't spread the same though. It's different.
No, but I didn't say anything about it spreading, Robbie.
You just want to burn one string of grass.
At a time, yeah.
Yeah, Tobin's fucking dead.
I should start carrying my machete around with me in my car.
You
that way,
do.
if this happens, I just can chop the fucking grass
Yeah,
down.
God, Indiana Lauren over here. Fucking...
Indiana Lauren, I love it.
Anyway, they call out into the grass and they find out that the kid lost in the field is named Tobin. And it's funny because, like, as soon as he goes, "Oh, what's your name?" and he goes, "Tobin," and my first thought was, "That's a dumb name for grass," like as if the grass was talking back to him. If you're gonna name grass, it should be like Gary or Gus, like something with a G,
Ooh,
like
Gus
alliteration.
is a good one.
Gus the grass, come on,
Gus the grass.
Gus the grass.
Gary
That sounds
the
like
grass?
a cartoon.
Gary the grass doesn't sound good.
Bury the grass.
Gary the grass sounds like the contact name in your phone for your like weed dealer.
Your weed dealer. Yeah, because
Gary
the
the
cops will figure that
Gary
brain
grass.
teaser out. Oh my god. So Becky and Cal go into the grass in search of this kid, Tobin.
Fuck Tobin.
I like the way this was shot, by the way. It was visually very good.
Yes, I will agree with you.
It was simple, the tall grass. It made you feel claustrophobic and lost. I
Yeah.
think they did a really good job with that.
Yes, I will agree with you on that.
Yeah. So in the midst of trying to find the kid, they're calling to each other, but they seem to keep getting further away and then closer away sometimes. They find a dead dog. They
They
find
find a
Freddy.
dead dog.
They do. They find Freddy.
Freddy.
And I think Tobin says to them right there that it's easier to find things when they're dead.
Yeah, he said the field doesn't move dead things.
Yeah.
They say this like 6 or 7 times throughout the movie.
It was like twice.
they say it
Like
like
twice.
every scene, Robbie.
No, they don't. I just watched this. You did not. So you
Also, I wrote in my notes, the first one to answer your question was, I absolutely would not have gone in. Ticks for days. I would have seen that grass and been like, I'm gonna get a tick. Fuck that. And the next one was dead animal. ... Are you kidding?
So just so you know, if your child's in danger, Lauren will not go help your child due to
Well,
the danger
if your
of ticks.
kid was stupid enough to run into tall grass and get lost,
You're a
that's
monster.
not my fault. Teach your kid not to get lost in tall grass.
So why didn't you save that burning child? I was afraid of ticks. It was just ticks.
The child wasn't burning. It's in grass.
I was
I
making
would
a
be
joke
afraid of
that
ticks
you would
if there
never
was
help a
fire. It
child.
would burn the ticks.
You're not understanding the logic here.
You don't understand my logic.
Anyway, they finally meet Tobin. I think at least Cal does. And right away you can kind of tell Tobin is not right.
Tobin's whack.
Creepy as fuck.
Creepy
That's one
ass
creepy-
kid. I wrote
Yeah.
creepy ass kid.
I wrote, forget the kid. As soon as they met Tobin, I was like, oh yeah, something's wrong with you.
They did do
Anyway.
a very good job of like showing that something was wrong with him.
Yeah, but not
Like-
not too overly
Yeah, you could tell that something was
obvious. Yes. I couldn't tell if it was something in the eyes too.
Something in the eyes a little bit, maybe.
'Cause with the-
Definitely
yeah.
the skin.
With the dad, I feel like in the eyes it just looked different. I was like, oh, you can tell he's one of them now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, they run into Ross, which is Tobin's father.
Becky runs into Ross
Yes, Becky runs into Ross, and then they try to find each other to bring each other back together.
because he
All
knows
this
how to get through
bunch
the
of shit.
grass.
Exactly. Tobin, still being creepy as fuck, brings Cal to basically like I don't know if it's like the center of the grass or whatever it's supposed to be.
He brings him to the weird orgasm rock.
A giant orgasm rock, which is this giant black rock with like hieroglyphics and weird shit on it. And he basically tries to get Cal to touch the rock and all this crazy stuff. And you can tell that the rock has some sort of control over what's going on.
Yeah, because it gives people weird orgasms.
Weird insight and orgasm to the grass fields.
Orgasm rock.
Orgasm rock. My first thought when I saw this rock was it was like maybe it was like an asteroid or like it's a comet, something that had landed on Earth, and it was something alien that was doing all this crazy
Well,
shit.
maybe. I
Yeah.
kind of
I mean,
thought
you
it
find
was
out
like
later,
Native
but-
American.
That's another thought too. I think that's what they kind of get to is that it's been there.
Yeah,
For
just like
thousands
forever,
of years.
since the
Yeah.
beginning of Earth
Yeah,
and
exactly.
time.
Yeah, I want to know who owns this property, by the way.
Yeah, same. And how I want to look at the parcel data on this.
I want to look at. Nobody knows what you're talking about, you GIS fucking nerd.
Oh, Steph knows.
Steph knows. Anyway, I think the last thing you hear is Becky screams. Like they all get kind of like separated again, I think, and then
Well, you see something grab Becky, and then she.
yeah,
screams.
but I think I like looked down for half a second when that scene happened, so I don't know if you actually saw anything or not.
it was very, very quick. But you see
Yeah.
someone grab her.
And then it kind of goes into what, like 2 months later, it shows Becky's baby daddy, Travis,
Yep.
driving down the road, following them, trying to find them.
Yeah.
He ends up finding their car in a abandoned church parking lot,
Yep.
which comebacks into play. I couldn't remember the dude's name. It's Travis, but I kept writing BD for all my notes for baby daddy. That's all I had. I was like, what's this guy's fucking name? Because he was by himself for a while, so nobody said his name.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it was just, yeah. So it was like, oh, what's his fucking name? So I just wrote baby daddy.
baby daddy. Yeah, baby daddy Travis.
Eventually, Travis, does he? Yeah, he also hears Tobin, correct? Or does he?
That's
just go
why
into the
he
grass
went
right
in.
away?
Didn't he? He went into the grass because he heard Tobin.
Did he actually hear Tobin? No, I don't think he did. I think because he found Becky's book on the ground next to the grass, and that's when he started just walking
walked
in.
in.
I think so. I don't think he actually heard Tobin, but he does run into Tobin. But it's the real
Oh.
Tobin.
It's the real Tobin.
It's not the creepy possessed Tobin.
All right.
The grass didn't get him yet. in this scenario. It's very hard to explain because it's almost
Yeah,
like time travel slash
It's time warps and
line. I thought it was a really cool idea. I liked how things kind of worked out like that. Yeah, as Tobin I think is like running away from him to like lead him somewhere, he ends up finding Becky's dead body.
Oh, that's where Tobin was taking him. He wanted to,
Yeah, oh,
he
yeah, that's
asked
right.
him if he knew where Becky was.
Correct.
Because Tobin was like, "Don't you remember me?" And he's like, "The fuck you talking about?"
Yeah, I forgot that he said that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. And then he finds Becky's dead body, even though Becky's not really dead, but she's kind of dead.
She is
It's
in this
very
scenario
confusing.
at this time, or
At
she
this
was
scenario.
at one point.
And then it kind of does another. Hey,
He
No,
like
it wasn't a
falls asleep
flashback.
because he's so distraught.
yeah, he's tired and lost. And
Yeah, so it's nighttime
yeah.
and he found dead Becky. So
he's found dead Becky. Basically, they're running through this grass field all day. You know, it's like a never-ending loop. And then it leads into Tobin's family. Like
Yeah.
when Tobin originally came into the grass, they hear Travis, right? I think
Yes.
Travis calls out for help or something.
Yeah.
And then the dog, Freddy, which is
he
Tobin's
hears.
dog.
I think he hears Freddy, and then he's like, "Tobin, is that
Yeah.
you?"
And then Tobin runs into the grass.
Yeah, because Freddy runs into the grass.
Because Freddy runs into the grass, and then the parents follow, trying to find Tobin. It's really crazy, even though you had already met the parents, or you at least met the dad
Yeah,
and Tobin before this technically happened. Like this was
Yeah.
2 months prior, but it wasn't 2 months prior. Like it's really I like how they did that. That was really good. It flowed into that very well.
yeah. I think they did a good job of kind of overlapping the different
Yeah.
time periods in
Exactly.
different like scenario loops.
And then everybody kind of finds each other, or they at least find one of each other. Then they remember that the dead dog is still there, and Travis kind of figures it out as well, that the dead stuff does not move.
So, Tobin finds Freddy because Freddy's dead.
Yes.
I don't think we ever find out how Freddy
Freddy
dies
died?
to begin with.
No, I don't
Like
think so.
Freddy always dies in the beginning, except like once or in one scenario.
Freddy replaces black people in this horror movie. He just always dies first.
But so Travis remembered that dead things don't move, so
Yes.
he was like, "Don't move, but just like keep yelling so that we
From
know
the
where
dead
you
dog.
are." So then they found him. Everybody like gathered around the dead dog.
Yeah, exactly. As one should.
Dead dog brings them together. That's
Dead
what
dogs bring people
That's
together.
what my note says.
Is that a new shirt idea? Dead dogs bring people together. Number one
That
seller.
should be the title of this episode. The one where dead dogs bring them together.
Ugh. Yeah, that'll be.
That would be so morbid.
I mean, we can. They finally find all of each other, and they start to try and find a way out via Tobin's father, I believe, tells them he knows a way out.
yes.
So they start following him. They all kind of stay in
Well,
contact.
no. First, they throw Tobin on his shoulders because
Oh
they're like,
yeah,
"We
they
need
find
to-"
the church.
Yeah, when they lift him up, he sees the church, so he's been on their shoulders and he's looking, so they're walking
Yeah.
towards the church.
And
then
then
I
he
think
gets
they run
off.
into-
Yeah. And then he gets off the shoulders, and they can't see the church anymore because of the.
because they run into the dad, and so he
Yes.
gets down, and then because once you take your eyes off something in the grass, it moves it,
Changes,
it
yeah.
disappears, it changes
I think-
location.
I think they call them like holes or gaps in
Yeah.
the grass. Like it changes positions, and like the sun. It was pretty cool what they did with the sun would move.
Yeah, it's literally as soon as you take your eyes off something, because even
Yeah.
when you're following someone through the grass, they mention like, "Don't take your eyes off me. Like,
Yeah.
don't let me out of your sight." Because even when Travis like looked up at the sun, like looked down, looked back up, the sun was behind him. Like,
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a good scene. And at this point, when they see each other, Travis obviously finds Becky alive and sees the baby. And for some reason, in the middle of this death grass maze, he stops to touch the baby. And it's like, just go, just fucking go. You have shit to do. Why are
touch
you
the baby
feeling
when you're in the car on the way to
God,
San Diego.
yeah, when you're not about to fucking die. I was like, that didn't make any sense. Anyway, this is kind of when you find out that Tobin's dad is controlled by the grass and this rock, like this weird spiritual crazy thing. He brings them to the rock and tries to get them to touch the rock.
Yeah.
And that's when Tobin's mother shows up for the first time
Yep.
and trying to, she knows that the dad is like possessed or whatever and is actually going to hurt them and all this shit. And she tells him
Yeah.
to stop.
I actually
then-
wrote Ross gives me bad vibes.
Yeah. And then this is probably the like pretty intense scene in
This
the whole
is literally
movie.
the grossest thing ever.
Oh my god. It's like right out of fucking Game of Thrones. They try to run away. Ross grabs the mom, Tobin's mom,
Yep.
and crushes her fucking head
with his
between his
bare hands.
It was like insane, and like her like
I like
eyeball and
he like grabbed her like that with her head, and I was like, he's gonna fucking crush her head, and I can't handle this right now.
I thought I thought he was gonna snap her neck.
Yeah, you're right. I did think she was gonna snap her neck
grape.
until he was like pushing, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
no.
He says something while he's doing it. I don't remember what he says, but it just added to it. Like, it was a good scene. I was like, oh my god. It was like, bah.
I wrote oh, and at one point in time around all of this, they get a phone call. Becky gets a phone call.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like herself.
She doesn't realize it though.
Yeah, she
I
doesn't
realized it
like,
right away.
Oh yeah, I think anyone watching the movie would realize it right away. But as yourself, you're not thinking that.
Maybe they just like hang up or some shit.
Yeah, but it was basically like, don't keep making the same mistake. Like, stay by Travis.
Well, it says don't let Cal hurt Travis, I think is what they actually end up saying.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, which you don't find out until like a little bit later. Anyway,
this was what I have two more things.
Oh,
first off, this was the point in time where I believe that this is an anti-abortion movie.
Oh, shut up.
100%. I will stand by this through and through. Secondly, Ross, when he's talking about The Rock, mentions that it is at the center of North America.
Yeah.
That's where just so everyone is aware, the center of North America is Rugby, North Dakota. And there is a pile. Rugby, North Dakota is the center of North America. So not just.
Does he say North America or the U.S.? I don't remember.
He says North America. I'm
Does
pretty
he?
sure. I'm like 90% sure. Because he said that, and immediately I was like, that's Rugby, North Dakota.
The one map fact
The one map fact that I remember. There is a pile of rocks there, but that rock is not there. Just so everyone is aware.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look because I honestly don't remember if he said North America
I'm pretty sure
or just
he said
America.
it was the very center of North America.
No clue. Do they ever say what state they're in? I know they're just traveling to San Diego.
But if he says the site, then they're in Rugby, North Dakota.
They might be in Rugby, North Dakota.
Yes.
So at this point, they find out that obviously that Ross is crazy and possessed by the grass and the rock, and they make their way to this random bowling alley, which we saw in the intro, which I did not think was coming back into play.
I wrote, thank God for bowling alley.
Thank God for bowling. Yeah, we were definitely like in some white ass area with a bunch of bowling alleys.
Yeah, Rugby, North Dakota.
Rugby, North Dakota. Sorry, Rugby, North Dakota. They make their way to the roof because Ross is trying to break in. And this is where something happened that I had thought like a while back, and that was Cal was actually not contaminated, but possessed a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he does ever touch it, but he gets pretty close.
He gets close.
Yeah. And at this point, this is where Cal
I think the grass
tries
is getting
to kill
him.
Yeah, the grass is getting to him. Don't shit. Everyone's had that problem.
Yeah.
Cal tries to kill Travis by basically letting go of him off the top of the roof.
Yeah, dude.
Which nobody seems to notice right away.
Where the fuck was everyone?
They were like further down on the roof, but when he dropped him, that's when Ross came up to the bottom.
Uh-huh.
And they like started to run away, but nobody ever said where the fuck is Cal. Like they just left. Like that's a little fucked up. And then they found him when they got outside the bowling alley.
Or they weren't like, where the fuck is Travis? But also when they're up on the top of the roof, they see this one scenario where fucking the dog doesn't die. He goes into a thing of grass, and they see him pop out on the road. Yeah. So they're like, okay, there's a hole there. We just have to get there. And that's when Cal drops Travis off the roof.
Does Freddy survive the whole movie?
Well, not the times that he's dead in the field with his eyes gouged out.
Yeah, but that last scene we see him, isn't he? He's gone. He's on the road, right?
Yeah.
So we never see him again after that. So maybe he made it out.
Yeah. So they just abandoned the dog in
the dog abandoned
Dakota?
them. To be fair.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Freddy was like, "I didn't get killed this time, guys. I'm out. Deuces. Fuck you. I'll touch the rock. I'm getting out of here."
Oh man. Everybody kind of gets separated a little bit again. I think Becky and Tobin are together.
Cal just takes off running, and Ross goes after him, and then Becky takes off with Tobin.
Yes. That when Ross is chasing Cal, that's pretty intense. Like, he's
Yeah,
just
I
like,
did.
that
I
was
did think that
intense.
that part was pretty intense.
Yeah, and then they get into like a little bit of a skirmish, right?
Yep.
And then he gets choked to death by Ross.
Yep, for the
He kinda- yeah, for this-
17,000th time. This is kind of where like the movie reveals that this loop has happened like over and over and over and over and over and over again, because
Yeah.
you just see like like maybe 20 dead bodies
Dead
of
bodies.
cows. Like this loop,
Yeah.
this is a never-ending loop, and they all keep dying.
Yeah,
So
I think
and
Tobin
that's
also.
the point in the movie where you kind of see like how often, like how many times this has happened.
I think Tobin also brings it up at one point too. He's like, he's just gonna keep killing us,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh wow, you didn't say that before, but yeah. It turns out Travis is not dead from falling from the roof.
But how
so
does
that's
he
good.
know that? Like, how does Tobin
That's the
remember
weird thing.
that, and like nobody else like remembers?
Because it's weird. Because Tobin's like the original cause of all this when he walks in,
Fuck
right? So
Tobin. Seriously,
crazy.
fuck Tobin.
fuck Tobin, creepy little
Fuck Tobin.
motherfucker.
Creepy little bitch.
Turns out to be the hero of the whole movie. But anyway, yeah, Travis is not dead. He goes to like make the big save, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't really work out. I think he gets stabbed in the stomach with a bone.
Yes, he does.
He like, pulls a bone out.
But he also stabs the other guy, does Ross too? Doesn't he?
Eventually, yeah. We have a moment with Becky and Travis at one point where she says, like, she reveals to him that she was going to give the baby away anyway, which you don't know about until this scene.
The thing was, Travis wanted Becky to get an abortion.
Because they weren't, yeah, he wasn't ready to be like a dad and stuff like
Yep. Cal and Travis got in a fight because Travis said that Cal wanted to sleep with his sister.
that. Yeah, that was weird. I got that vibe.
And this
too,
is
but
all
yeah.
leading up to why I think this is an anti-abortion movie. 100% is.
It's a Stephen King novel. It has
Yeah,
nothing to
when
do
he
with-
was all whacked out on coke. It's an anti-abortion movie.
If anything, he'd be like
I swear to God,
pro-abortion.
this is an anti-abortion movie, and I will stand by that.
Oh, but you love that stupid movie It Follows, right?
What are you talking about?
The horror movie It Follows with the sex, when you have sex and you pass it on.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
I don't
We've
know
talked about
what
this
movie
before.
you're talking about.
It's where this like weird demon thing, like if you have sex with somebody,
Teeth.
not teeth.
Oh,
That's a girl with vagina dentata.
yeah.
Never mind.
No, I haven't seen the movie you're talking about.
I think you have, but because we
I
talked
have
about it
not.
before.
No, we talked about it because I haven't seen it.
Oh my god.
What are we talking about?
Where the fuck are we? Yeah. I think at this point, this is when the weird, like,
The weird grass
Pagan.
people come out.
I wrote grass people.
They're weird grass, like Native American grass spirits or something
I
like
wrote the
that.
grass people
There's
show up
weird
and they-
Native American movie like music every
It was a
time
cool
like one of
scene.
these loop things start
Yeah.
too. So it's definitely Native American.
This was a cool scene though. This is like with all the grass moving and all the people,
Yeah,
and
they're
they're like holding her
cray.
up. It was really good.
They want her baby,
cinematography.
dude.
Yeah, she was like the second coming of the pagan Indian Native American grass gods. Is that what they call them? What's the PC term?
Yeah, sure.
Grass people.
Grass people.
Let's see. They bring her to the rock, and basically this is where she kind of has her baby.
They
In a way.
force her baby into hell, essentially.
They tried to.
And then they make her eat it.
Wait, yeah, okay, so was that the baby?
I think it was, dude.
I thought it was the afterbirth that they made her eat.
No,
Because you can't really see it, because it's like blurry in
I
the
think they
background.
made her
and you
eat
just
the
see her.
baby. I think
Well,
they made her eat the baby.
I hope it was the afterbirth, but I mean,
They made her
yeah,
eat
she's-
something, and it was bloody and part of her. So it wasn't great.
Yeah. That was pretty weird. Anyway, yeah, because the brother is feeding her.
Well, it
whatever
shows
it
it
is.
as the brother doing it, but it was really Ross, like in disguise, doing it.
Was it? Or was
Yeah,
it
because
grass? or was
he
this
like
the-
morphs back to Ross at the end.
Yeah. Oh wait, this is where Travis gets stabbed by the bone.
Yeah, it was after all this
This point,
happened.
after this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a tussle, and he ends up killing Ross, like choking him out with grass, which is ironic.
Oh yeah, he fucking that's a good one.
Yep. And then for some reason, actually I know why he did it, but then he touches the stone after this, even though Tobin like warns him, don't touch the stone.
Yes.
But as you remember from the beginning, they keep saying the stone lets you see things and will get you out.
Yeah.
Basically.
Through the whole movie, they're like, if you touch the
Yeah.
stone, you can find your way out, but you won't want to leave. Like you can't
Yeah,
leave.
but
you
you think it's
cannot. It's
evil.
essentially like you can't leave if you touch the stone.
Exactly. So Travis basically sacrifices himself, touches the stone, and then leads Tobin out of
Yep.
the grass. because he can't leave, but he can help Tobin leave because he can see all the exits now and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's a cool concept, and I like how they did that. Tobin gets out of the fucking grass, which is so cool. And at this point,
Travis like picks him up and puts him down, but he like puts him down on a floor.
Oh, inside the church, the abandoned church. It all kind of comes around, and it kind of loops back in time again to when Cal and Becky show up in the beginning.
Yep.
And they hear Tobin calling from the grass, but Tobin instead escapes, comes out of the church, and stops them from going into the grass.
Yes.
Which was pretty cool. I like how they did that.
What would you do if you had just got out of your van and a kid ran up to you and was like, "Don't go help that kid in the grass"?
I would believe the kid. Because that kid also needs help.
If a kid is yelling that they're lost in the grass, they're leading you in there to die. That's what's happening.
Lauren's next on the news is going to be like, child dies in corn maze because Lauren just ignored a child's plea for help.
Listen, this is why I don't go in corn mazes. It's your own damn fault you got lost in there.
I can't find my way out. Sucks to be you, little
Follow
kid.
this halfway voice.
As she lights up the cornfield. I'll find you, buddy, you stupid. Yeah, and that's he shows her the necklace that Travis got.
Yeah.
Oh,
Travis like put the necklace in his hand and like shoved him out of the corn.
Yeah. So it was like proof that they had known each other.
I keep calling it corn, dude.
Corn, yeah, that's same here. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And that's basically where it ends, is they drive away going to help Tobin.
They go home. They turn around and go back instead of going to San Diego.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Very happy ending, which I was glad. I was kind of worried it was going to be a very bad ending, like other Stephen King books that turn into movies, like The Mist.
I was literally just about to say The fucking Mist. Fuck that movie. Fuck it. Movie. I would get Fuck the Mist tattooed on my body. That's how much I hate that movie.
Do it. No nuts.
What?
Fuck the Mist tattooed on your body.
I'll do it.
Do it.
I'll do it next week. Watch me.
Good. You fucking better. You talking big game.
I'll do
I guess
it.
You're doing this shit now.
Oh,
Can you get any like Comic Sans?
Yes.
Comic Sans right above your ass.
I'll get it on my ass cheek. Fuck the Mist.
Oh, man.
Oh.
So before we go into what we've finally thought about the movie, I wanted to go over some other like critic ratings, I guess.
Oh, okay.
IMDb scored this a 5.4 out of 10.
Yep.
Metacritic at 46%. And Rotten Tomatoes at 37%. I think that was the critic score, not the audience score.
And that's a good or bad score?
Bad. That is
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's out of 100.
I think the worse score that this movie gets, the better.
Why? I don't understand why you hate it so much.
Robbie, it
was shot well. It was acted well. The story was interesting and unique.
The acting's okay. The premise... the premise
was awesome.
The premise, they get lost in the grass and everyone dies.
Not everyone dies.
Mel, they all die over and over and over and over again.
That's your only argument, is you don't like grass?
There's a weird orgasm rock. Okay, and it's an anti-abortion movie.
It is not an anti-abortion movie.
It's 100% an anti-abortion movie.
How is it an anti-abortion movie?
Listen, because as soon as they get in the grass, the whole movie is premised around her being pregnant, right? Her boyfriend wanted her to get an abortion. She's leaving to go give it up for adoption. The entire point of this movie was this weird orgasm rock taking her child from her because she was going to fucking give it up for adoption or get an abortion. And there was a scene where she was almost sexually assaulted by Ross. There was a scene where her brother was a little bit too into her. So there you have
what does that have to do with
rape and incest. That's
that has nothing to do with
that's
abortion.
Parts of abortion. And then you have and then the baby fucking dropping into hell. The whole thing of this movie was for her to keep the baby. It's an anti-abortion movie. And the church being a whole centroid around this whole fucking movie and this grass. I 100%.
What is in this grass?
In this grass. You could tell the church had something to do with all of this.
Oh my god!
Because it was just such a.
The church was built around that rock. Because I think you noticed the name of the church is the something of the Black Rock or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's not because of the church. The church is made forward to worship that rock. because they know it's fucking crazy, weird, pagan, Native American crazy shit. I don't think it has
Robbie,
anything to do with abortion.
Stand by
Ugh.
my
No.
theory.
I think her whole thing with he wanted her to get an abortion and her wanting to, well, you don't know at the time, but give it away for adoption. But I think that was just a good story. It
I
made
really
a
thought
reason
that
for
it
them
was
to
going to
leave.
be that Tobin was like her future kid or something.
That's what I thought too. I was like, Tobin's gonna be the fucking baby, and that's why they're stuck out here so long.
Yeah,
But,
that's really what I thought it was going to be at the
yeah.
beginning.
And it also makes sense that she gives birth in the field or whatever, because when in the beginning of the movie she says that she's 6 months pregnant, and even though she does not look 6 months pregnant,
No. Well,
And
she
then-
kind of does.
by the time Travis shows up, he says it's 2 months later. So it's like right around that time where she could possibly have a baby. Did you notice
6,
that?
7, 8. I guess that's true.
Did you just have to add 6 and 2 out loud?
Well, I was.
You can't say no, 'cause I just
other
heard you
things
do it.
when I was doing it. Leave me alone.
7. Oh yeah. Yep. 6 plus 2 is 8. Nailed it.
I was thinking about how long if you gave birth at 8 months.
Yeah,
I
it'd be a
guess that's
preemie.
fine.
It's
Yeah,
happened. Yeah.
people have it before that.
Yeah.
Look, it's Rizzo. Say hi, Rizzo.
So I love the way this movie was shot. I love the way how it made you feel claustrophobic and just you also needed to escape. You know what I mean? Because I just thought that
Yeah.
was done very well.
It was fine. Some of
Good
it
movie.
just
Good
didn't
movie.
seem it was just like too unrealistic. I don't know.
It seemed too unrealistic. It's a horror movie about
No, not
grass
like
that eats
the
people.
Killer Grass. All of my notes have this movie down as Killer Grass. I
Oh
don't
my
even know what
God.
the name of this movie is. I just
Into
think
the tall
it's called
grass. In the tall grass.
Killer Grass.
No. Deathbed, the bed that eats people. It's a real movie.
Stop it. No, it's not. All right,
Yes,
we're
it is.
reviewing that for our next one.
Okay, so out of 5 stars, what do you give this movie, Lauren?
Out of
That's
5.
right. Nobody cares what Lauren thinks because she hates every movie we watch.
No, I liked Krampus.
That's true. That's the only one. Even though
No,
I
I
give you
think
the option. what to
the
watch.
other the Christmas movies that we
Yeah.
watched, I liked.
Jesus.
I would give this movie 2.
Wow. I hate you
And
so
that's
much.
being
I gave
generous.
this-
That's being generous.
I gave this. Well, considering the only thing you had to complain about was the dead grass eating people is unrealistic. So I gave this a 3.75 out of 5.
Okay.
I kind of wish they had gotten some more well-known people. I think it would have been better, but I do like the people that they did bring in. The brother, I don't like the actor that played the brother. He was fucking weird and creepy.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't
Just as
a...
a- yeah.
He's
Patrick
fine.
Wilson, awesome.
I like him.
Awesome.
I like
at-
him
he
a
was
lot.
Perfect. Yeah. I did really like him. Before we go, we're going to rate our beers real quick. I drank Louis' Demise Amber Ale from MKE Brewing in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It was not bad. Very easy drinking. I can see how this is their flagship beer. Just like the movie, I give it a 3.75.
I drank Chromatic, which is a sour IPA brewed with guava and pineapple from Discord Beer Company in Bronx, New York. 7% ABV. And I would give this a 3.75. So there we have it, folks.
Well, that just about wraps it up for this episode. You can find The Brew Interviews on our Instagram account at The Brew Interviews or on Twitter at Brew Interviews. You can also send us an email at thebrewinterviews@gmail.com or on Facebook under The Brew Interviews. And if you feel so inclined, you can head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/TheBrewInterviews and become part of the Brew Interviews family, just like these few people: Hillary, Mitch, Steph, Karen, Danny, and Jess. Thank you very much for supporting the show. And just so you all are aware, this coming month when this releases?
March.
March.
Yeah. The month of March. The month of March.
We will be donating and probably matching all of our Patreon monthly donations, and it is going to be going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. It's kind of something that we do a lot during the year.
Yeah,
So-
twice. We do it in September and March.
Yeah. So even if
think.
you don't want to do a rolling monthly Patreon donation, you can still donate once for the month of March, and all of it will go
Will
to
be
this
matched.
foundation.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it'll all be going to
Yeah.
a good cause.
Yep, it does not go to
That's
us.
near and dear to our hearts. So
Exactly. Also, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. It really helps us out. You can also head over to redbubble.com and search The Brew Interviews and buy some of our amazing merchandise from the great Kristen Carroll, who, by the way, also has her own clothing website,
Does she really?
Awkward Friend Shop.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go fucking buy all of it right
And it is
now.
all of her original
Wait,
designs.
can she
and sweatshirts
sponsor
and
us?
stuff.
We should see if she'll sponsor us.
You can talk to her. For the Brew Interviews, I'm Robbie.
And I'm Lauren.
And stay out of the tall grass.
This has been The Brew Interviews, a podcast about craft beers coast to coast with Lauren and Robbie.
Limp Dick Coke, you know what I'm saying?